Hello, hi guys, my name is Will K and I'm back with another tutorial, studio walkthrough, whatever you want to call it, on my next track, my newest track actually, that just came out, Prague. This I finished a while ago, probably 6 to 8 months ago, and I sent it to Marcus Shosso, and he liked it. I just had to fix up a few changes, and yeah, and it came out on Code Red. I recently even fixed the mix down even more, which was very dramatic since it was older, and I got better with my mixing, and I made it a lot more cleaner, and I nailed down the mix. So I'll just take you through everything like I did in my last videos. I've got some really good support and feedback from those videos. I know my videos go for long, but I make sure I explain absolutely everything you ask. So that's the main thing. Okay, so I've got the intro. Why can't I hear it? One sec. There we go. Cool, so I've got a kick drum, a weird kick drum. Now I use this in Tenpaku, my track with Corey. It's actually pretty cool. I wanted to make the intro different. I like to make intros different. I think it's cool to mix them and stuff. So I've just got a normal Nicky Romero kick plug in. Sounds like shit. I mean, it sounds alright, but I've done some weird processing. I don't know if I fluked it or not, but I'll show you the weird processing I've got, like automation. I've got a big crush, and I'm automating. I'm pretty sure it's the resolution. I'm automating downsampling, so it's just normal. And it's got that little big crush effect to make it interesting. And now it gets more dramatic. See, it's just something, it's weird, it sounds good, but it's not very dramatic, but it just, all the little stuff really helps. Just got a low cut on it, and I've got a reverb as well coming up from the Lexicon, which is giving it that really stereo effect, which is good. And this is what's doing the mostly of the delay kind of sound. And I'm just automating. I'm pretty sure somewhere here. Oh, I'm automating the mix, and I'm changing the time. So let's see if we can hear it. I'm changing the feedback. Coming up the mix. Yeah, it's just weird, and it's like a slap kind of delay. And I'm just putting it down from stereo all the way down to mono just before it's about to drop. I don't know why, but it's just some weird stuff I do with automation. So that came out pretty cool. Okay, I've got a weird sound, just pitching up. Nothing really dramatic. It's not really good. And that's just panned to the on the right, just to give it some width, some space. These weird risers. That's one. And that's two. And this one, I don't know if you can hear it, there's like a phaser, that weird phaser. That I put reactor on that, and that kind of makes it emulate and modulate, and all this weird shit's going on, which is, I wanted the intro to be really weird. So that's just two risers I took from Simplant, or Signplant, however you want to call it. And I've got this sound. I'll explain that in the drop, because I honestly don't even know how I did that. Okay, so I've got this, the bass from the drop. I put reactor on that. Can you hear that? So it's like weird, just moving all the time. This kind of makes it sick. And I've got that is actually just going but then I put reactor on that as well, and it makes it really weird. So just weird shit. that first kick missed, but that's sexy. Alright, so I've just got some risers going on, and I'm pretty sure I sent them to a bus. Yeah, I did, with just a low cut, a little bit of high cut, and yeah, that's basically it. Nothing really special. That's about right. And I'll take you through the drop. Now, this is like, I could say this is my signature bass. I've only used this in one project, but I've got loads of other projects I've used it in and just never released it. But I'll go through the kick. Now, this kick is really short, and I've used 2 different kicks on each drop. They're the same, but the tail is longer in the second. I'll show you why. So this is really short and punchy. I've just got, see how loud it is, whatever. That's just taken from kick. Mickey Ramirez plug-in. And then I've got a top kick. And that's basically it. Now, I've got a dead mouse bass I sampled. Just playing like that. And I cut that up. It's like a slap, not a slap bass, but it's a really fat, it kind of sounds like a mood bass or something. And I just cut that up how I liked it. And together, I'll show you the processing I did as well, because it's pretty cool. I've used some mid-side EQ, some side chain. C4 is really nice on bass, I use it all the time. It just like tames the bass a little bit. I cut the stereo width, so everything from here, I don't know, you can't hear that, but I can hear it vibrating in my headphones. Everything until 69 hertz. Everything until 69 hertz in the low end, in the sides in the stereo image, is cut down. So it's basically just dead mono, because I've got so much more elements that are wide in the mix, and it just would clash with everything else. So I've got that. So that's playing dead in mono. Then I've got a max bass. This is a really sick plugin. This makes it fat. Just on the lows, you just put it to what hertz you want and just start playing around. Aggressive preset's actually really sick if you want to try and fatten up your bass. And I put the sustain a little bit more and a little bit more attack, and just a filter for automation. So with the kick, cool. Now I've got. Now this is like, it doesn't add too much in the drop, but it does add something. It's just like some, I wouldn't even say low mids. Yeah, it's about low mids actually. There's no bass in it, but it just works well. Like, and I put a compressor on it, some compression, some actually harsh compression as well, so it just sits in the mix a little bit better. And yeah, just made sure it's cut, low end, side chain, and I took out a little bit of the attack just because it was too punchy and it punched too hard in the mix. So then I got a hi-hat, and that's just giving some crisp. You could use a white noise from Silent, whatever plugin, but I just use a hi-hat. And yeah, I just cut that, and I just used some UAD as well. Really brightens it up, sexy. Now the bass. Sexy bass. Okay. I'm going to be generous, and I'm going to show you exactly how I made this bass, because I bounced this because it was a bitch to process. But I didn't show how I made the Here Comes the Sun bass because I didn't have it. But I have this, so I'm just going to show you exactly how I made it. Cool. Cool, so this is how I make my basses all the time. Cool, so I'll take it off. This is how it sounds originally. And I can take off these as well. So and some old EQ on it. So I'll show you how I smash the mids, push them out, with some low cut, more mids, smash them out, then amplitude. That gives it the really sick crisp. Then I've just boosted more around the peak, around here. Overdrive, EQ again. This gives us some more brightness. It's a really sick plugin. Some reverb, camel. This sick plugin, camel. compression, and some ozone. And I don't know what this is doing actually, if this is actually doing anything. But it's a pretty old project. But that's how I made the bass. Pretty sick. So yeah, I bounced that down clearly because it had too much processing and it turned into this. And I've just got some UAD on it, giving it some more mids and some more fine-tuned EQ, more EQ, and some more punch. And that's basically it. And then I sent it to a bus, put all this stuff, processing, some reverb, sidechain, and oh, this is a sick EQ I did. This is basically just I cleaned up all the low end in the sides, in the middle, a high cut at the sides and the middle, and I boosted more on the sides, and I just made some cuts. So this is if you've got elements in your track and they're not really fitting well together, but the sound is right, you might need to switch to some mid-side EQ, because the mid-side EQ really does help. It just cleans it up perfectly the way you want in the mono and the stereo signal, if that makes sense. You can look it up on Google, on YouTube, and you'd find it. But so all together. Cool, now I've got a synth. And then this is just that. It's just really dry. That's it. Now I put some, I can't honestly remember, some weird automation on it. And then I got this. And together it's none of this. So it's pretty cool. And this is the shit that really counts, because I can't remake that again. I honestly can't if someone put a fucking whatever. So like that shit counts, and if I put them all together, it sounds really cool. And the best part, the way I've made this, I'm pretty sure, yeah, see, I've made this like mono. It's not wide, and I've made this sound, the reverbs and delays, really wide. So it's going from mono, boom, and wide, and then back to mono. So you know what I mean? So like it's traveling, constantly moving. Mono, wide, and back to middle. So then I got some claps. Oh wait, it's actually a reverse. That's just the sound reverse, actually. This is another reverse reverb. Then I got this one as well. Cool. And I've got a John Dahlback reverse sweep, just going. Yep. I think that's actually a clap. I think. And I just reversed the clap. Now this is offbeat clap. I sampled from John Dahlback's track ages ago. So, and then I've got this sound. That just looks like slap. There's actually a clip I should have taken out there. If you're on Logic, all you need to do is just put the fade like that. There's no clip. But yeah, so that's basically the cool elements I have in the drop. All of them, actually. There's some weird sound going on. I don't know what it is. Cool. Now I've got... Oh, actually, and another cool thing. Actually, on the drop, I've got this. And it's just a reverse reverb, right? But I've got it faded, and it's just going... You can hear it. If I took it off, see what I mean? So I've got it now. It kind of makes it just kind of moving. I don't know. Then I got a white noise. I sampled. Let's see. That's dead mono. And it's also white. Yep. So there we go. Now I introduce more elements. I've got the Here Comes the Sun basses, so these two. Really ugly sound, but they work. So, oh yeah, and then I've got this stab. Same from my pack. clearly I had to bounce that down. I had a bit of processing on it. So I got, and then I got this sound as well. There's weird sounds going on here. Oh, it must be my CPU actually. That's why if you ever hear the crumbling, it's just the CPU. So yeah, I've got these going on all together. And now I've got some drums going like this. So that's just some sick drums. I've got one. Now I've EQ'd these separately, and the EQing is really important, and I bounced them down. But I had to EQ these quite dramatically because this one, just say, this is just wide, completely wide, nothing going on in the middle. I mean, yeah, in mono, right? This one here is like the crunch wide as well. So that's got no bass. This one's playing the bass, but it's actually not. It's like low mids kind of. So like it's making it warm. If I had all this bass down to here, it clash. So yeah, and I'll show you the processing I've done. So I've just gone in the stereo in right wide, and I've boosted the low mids. So it's giving it thump here, and some sparkle. Not sparkle, but like the high end kind of wide as well. Then I've got this one, and this is more for like attack. So it kind of, it all fits together well. That's the main thing. And I've sent it all to a bus, just compressing them, using some UAD for some nice low end, cutting it again, and sidechain, and a little reverb. So yeah, so that's basically the drums. So these are sick to make a bounce. Wide, EQ, reverb, sidechain, UAD, and another EQ. Now this sound, this isn't actually the Melanti, but this is just the sound I use in Rikiti. I mean, why did I say Rikiti? Here Comes the Sun. That was the first version instrumental. Yeah, Here Comes the Sun. You will hear this sound in my last track. Here Comes the Sun, the video I did. Nothing special. I think I just pitch it up here. Now, this is the cool part. It's like the bridge. And this is what I sent this to Marcus Schosser, and he's like, you need a bridge, and you need like another lead sound going on. And he was right. I know I did need to have it. And he's like a professor when it comes to, he knows what he wants and what's going to work. So I ended up using my Bonsai lead sound, one of the leads are coming after. But I use this different because I've got so many elements that are stereo and that are wide. I've got my drums, I've got my percussions, I've got my basses panned. So I couldn't put another sound wide. So I put this one, like instead of being wide, I put it down like in the middle. Not all the way, but it's there. So, and some hats, well not Tams actually, Tamarines. Just gain automating. Snare. That's cool. Some really cool delays going on. H delay. And I've got that kick from the intro, but it's playing different automation now, so it's just. Oh, come on. We've gone back to mono. And that's basically it. And some risers, I guess. So then it goes back into drop. Now, from now on, this project is going to fucking crash, so I'm just going to have to There we go. So yeah, nothing's different on this. I've just got the lead. When it wants to play. Come on, bitch. Oh, come on. It's just a higher octave. That's basically it. So nothing special there. Yeah. So that's basically it. And then I've got this really cool just Liza. No one wants to play. Yeah, so you get the drift. Just a normal silent and if it's a pain in the ass, I'm sorry, but you guys asked me to not bounce down everything to show you a lot of the processing I do. So that's why for this project I wanted to really go in depth of the processing I do. So I just have to put up with it. So I've just got this. That's a really sick. My friend Jeremy sent that to me. Actually, he didn't send it. I sampled it. It's like shit. And I've just got that, and then I've got it 12 semitones down. So that's the high one, and then I've got lower. So together it gives it really nice tension. Cool. So now goes to the break. Oh, come on. Okay. Might have to hurry up. Okay, so now I've got a stab. Well, that's basically how it sounds with processing. So I've just got some EQ going on, another EQ, another EQ, brighten it up, another EQ, reverb, because they're really sexy. Reverb and attack, and you're waiting to brighten it up. Now, and what makes it is this part, this little reverse here. Just that. Let's just go on. So it just kind of slaps back. So it's pretty cool. And I've got a kick underneath. And that's just the kick from Bonsai. Just like it. Yeah, I'll bounce that down from Nexus. Pretty thumpy kick. Yeah, down effects. Now, what else do I have? I've got... Oh, this is sick, but that's gonna... Just show you, but just got some snares going on. Filtering in. We've got a white noise from Here Comes the Sun. Now this is just like a normal bass, but I put reactor on it again to make it all the weird delays. Can you hear them? Like, just really weird. Cool, now I've got this. Diva. So both just layering on top of each other. Then I got another one. This is sick. This is from Diva again. Just like a normal bass, but it's got some chorus and it's moving from left to right really wide, and I just filtered that down. So with the delays, with the snares and the white noise, it's giving us some really nice tension. Then I got an up, pitching up. I put this in Logic's Appreciate actually, and as you got, and then I ended up playing around with the Appreciator, and I found that melody, and I just started pitching it up because I wanted this. I didn't want the normal like synth chord breakdown. I just wanted this to kind of keep moving, and then another drop. Something different from other stuff. So, and then after that, I've got another snare going on here. While the rises, and now this is like. It's like Tear the Roof On. And this is, I EQ'd this like a fucking bitch, but I can't even show you without it. If I take that off, the project will crash. These are just lots of EQs. Can you see like fucking stuff with all of them? And these are just because there was so much peaks. It's a really high note. And yeah, it's a really high octave, and there was so much when I was I automated the the tune. The D tune, and when you automate the D tune, all these frequencies start to pop out. So that's why I had to EQ it so much. But I just I basically didn't do anything different. I just put some like width, some sausage fat nuts, some reverb, and it's all about the EQ. That's all it is, guys. Like, just to make everything clean. But so that's it there. And then I've got another snare going off beat. So that's just going. Oh yeah, and the kick from the intro. And this kick is what's making it really sick because there's so much shit going on with this kick like I showed you before. And just the automation's just fucking weird. Like I'm going down sampling now, I'm not going up, I'm going down with more bit crush going up and like some reverb all the way up and some delays still going up and the feedback and the width going to mono, like all this just weird stuff really pays off. And that you can't learn. I mean, you can, but there's no way to do that. You just have to experiment and see what sounds good. That's all it is about. Just thinking outside the box and just seeing if it works. So with the stabs, oh yeah, and the vocal I've got. I added this last minute as well. I'll show you how I process it out. That's just like I don't even remember where I got that from. I think I sampled it from YouTube or something. But without everything, it's like this. So first of all, let's put the pitch. Slow cut. This is really sick. That just doubles it, makes it more wide. Really cool plugin. Reverb. Reverb, some delays. Yeah, this is the EQ that really makes it perfect. So that's how it sounds with it, and now without. See how it's so much more cleaner, and it fits in the mix, and it's just so much more thinner, you know, because it was too thick before. And then I put a DSR just because it was a little bit sharp. Some more EQ and some width, sound delay, and that's basically it. That's honestly it for like the break. Like I'm not even joking. It's that simple, but just making it work is the issue. So yeah, then I slowly introduced the drop elements again. Slowly coming in, and I've just got the basses going. Oh yeah, and I've got on the bus, on this bus, on the whole bass bus now, I've got the reverb coming up in the build, I've got delays coming up, and I've got a filter coming up, and that just gives it some really like big impact, and it's just fading out, but still getting, I can't explain. It's like washing away slowly. So. Oh yeah, and I put the decay up on these basses. So it's going from like, and it's getting the reverbs coming, and the decays are coming up, which is making it drag out more. Big up for the build, and some reverse reverbs. That's just from the bass. Another reverb. It's really about your effects as well. The effects makes it really, really nice. And this, just weird stuff. What's this? Another reverse reverb. Everything's just, it's overloading a lot, but it should be fine. And yeah, so then after that, wait. Cool, so that's like the fill part. And I just got, just keep going on. And I've got this as well. That's cool. I'll show you it out. Nothing really special, just EQs and delays. This is from Noxu. It's like so simple, but it gives it a lot of tension. And yeah, and that's basically it. Then it comes into the drop, which is here. Play, motherfucker, come on. Cool, so it's basically another mallet, and I'll show you the kick now. Top kick's the same, but the second drop kick, it's got a longer tail. I don't know if you can tell or play them both. So this is the first drop kick. And yeah, so listen to that. Short, punchy, this second. Yeah, so there's more tail on it because if there wasn't enough bass, there wasn't enough room. So I've got the kick longer with the bass playing different like this. And it sounds like shit, but when you put it all together, there you go with the bass. And this drop, it's just about the drums, and I'll show you the drums. So the layers again, all together. There you go. And with this saw, there's a crackling CPU. Okay, this does not want to play. Cool, so you get the drift. And can you hear that? That's my CPU. It's really bad. Cool, so I've got the drums now going like this. Oh, come on, you fucking bitch. And that is going like that because, let's see if I can free up some more memory. Okay, so it's going. And I've got some more hits. I've got a Strasso here. Oh, it's gonna crash. No. And another hit. And some more effects. More drums. See, like, there's so many layers, and all together it's something like this now. And it just really makes a difference, especially these. See, they're clean, they're kind of fat, they make a difference, and they just bring in another melody as well. So after all those drums, I got a hat. What is that all doing? That's all. Actually, that was for these drums. Yeah, it's just like a little hit. I've got these hats going on. Really tight loop. This again. Oh, this is another one actually. Offbeat. I've got a white noise ride. So that white noise ride is in mono, while this is in stereo. So, and it's all about sampling, guys. Like, you have to try and sample other tracks and try and collab with other artists and use their samples and like know how they get their samples, and slowly you start to build a nice sample collection. And now I've got a great sample collection that I can fall back to when I need some sounds, and that's what it's basically all about. But collabing is really really essential just to learn stuff from other artists as well. Like, I've been collabing with Corey a lot, and we've learned so much from each other. Like, we both produced beforehand. He has his records, I've had my records solo that are coming out, but I've learned so much over the last 6 months, and so has he, from just sharing ideas. And now we've got like a lot more libraries and sample packs and sounds and signatures, and you pick up from their compressions, their mastering, everything. And I mean, you find people you don't work well with, but me and Corey really work well together, and we're going to be doing a lot more stuff in the future. We've got a lot of stuff coming, and I can't wait to show you guys, bro. And thank you all for your support once again. Cool, so I've got just the lead for silent. That's frozen, so I can't take off the processing. And honestly, like, that is basically it. I've got a white noise. That's basically it. I've got some reverse reverbs again to fill it up, so it's gone. That little short one, which makes a difference. And the lead again. And that's basically it, man. Like, honestly, what's this? Just pitching up. Everything's pitching down. And then it goes back into the first drop, and that's what I think is cool because it's not out of nowhere. Like it all links up together really nice. And that is honestly it, guys. Like, I don't know what else to show you. This was a really straightforward project. Like, it's not as if it's got so many different bases and elements, and it all just works. It's simple. It's actually a lot of channels, but it's simple and everything works perfect together. Like, I don't know what I could change in this track. And that's basically it. I did the mastering on this one. This is probably the first track I released that I did the mastering myself because I thought that I nailed the master. And at the moment, I've got nothing but a PSP on my master, just cranked up because I mix pretty low for volume and some nice saturation, but I don't use that on mastering. And I'm just trying to think if I've missed anything, but I honestly think that is all. And should I take you through on mastering on this? I think I should take you on mastering. Let's be generous. Roll in it for the music. Okay. You probably see a lot of things you're not supposed to, but let's just try to do this creative. Okay. Sweet. Which master? For the latest one, 14th August. And I don't need to save it. Cool. That's basically it for that track. I'll show you the mastering I did on this now. This is the final mastering. This is how it sounds right now on Beatport. I hope. I love it. Okay, first of all, essential when you finish a track, not always, but it is the best thing to do if you want the best build-ups. I usually put a high pass filter, so it's taking all the bass out right just before the drop. I put a gain, so I'm going down from, actually I've made this intro, it's supposed to be 0 dB yet, but I've made the intro 1 dB. So it's already 1 dB lower already because I want that drop to be big and like out of nowhere. Not out of nowhere, but you know what I mean. So I've just taken it down 1.5 dB from 1 going down to minus 2.5. I've got a high pass filter going on and I've got a reverb going up all the way, not all the way, 60%, and then I just cut it off, like I just bypass it. And that really is the best, just to get the best out of your build-ups. But you can't polish a turd. You know, so like this mix and everything was perfect before. This is just making it just a little bit better, right? So always think it's not, this mastering stage is nothing. Like if you haven't nailed your mix, it's not going to sound any better. It might just probably sound worse. Just because you're putting more EQs on top and nothing's mixed properly. So you need to make sure that you nail the mix. So I'll take off everything slowly. Cool, so I've got an ozone. This ozone is for stereo, so I've just boosted, I've made the low mids and the mids stereo on this. Don't know why I didn't do the top, but I probably did something else. So that's the first thing I've done on my chain. Then I've got an EQ cutting from like 20 hertz, which isn't that much actually. I've got a UAD, which is sexy. This is so good. I don't know if you can hear that. It's just giving us a nice about 88 hertz, a little bit of push, taking out the low mids because it gets really boomy there. And I boosted 27k. You can't even hear 27k, right? That's really high. That's like the highest frequency you can go. But on this UAD plugin, it just gives it this sparkle that's just amazing. Then I got a Neve. That's just for low end. Then I've got another UAD. What's this? Oh yeah. For some multi-band. Actually, I'll play this. So it's really making it fat. And this is genius. This is a compressor. And I'll show you without. So with it. And I don't know if you can hear it, but it just really makes it. It's just a really nice compressor. It just makes everything sit really nice. EQ. I don't know if you can hear that boom. That's really shit. That's like, the mixes start to get really muddy around here, so I usually like to take out just a little bit, and a little bit around here as well. It's really, really harsh. And just a tiny little bit pulling it back of the highs. And mid-side EQ, so I've just cut down everything in mono, and I've cut down up to 54 hertz stereo, so it's even cleaner. And a stereo side EQ just to make it wider. Then I've got an ozone doing some harmonic exciting in the mix, and more stereo width on the top. And I've got a saturation. Makes it louder, but the low end is really, really sick on that as well. And a limiter, basically. And that's basically it, honestly. That's my walkthrough from my track Prague. I hope I pronounced that right. I hope you guys enjoy the video and learn a lot. If you want any other, if you have any questions, I'll answer every one of them. Hopefully, just comment below, subscribe, however you do it. Send me your demos and your promos as well. I like to hear them finished, just because, not finished, but like almost. No, like if you start an idea in a day, like. You have to just keep working on it because it can change a lot. So send them to promo@willk.com.au. That's my email, and I'll check everything. Hope give you guys some nice pointers. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see